Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. What it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't. It's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka 2.0 version Don, Nintendo actually, Nintendo the Otaku. You feel me? This is Nintendo. No longer am I Nintendo the Otaku, I'm Nintendo the Otaku 2.0 from this day forward. But of course, I'm here with my co-host, Subegels, aka Subeg, aka the Green Thumb, aka the Gaming Gardener, aka what's your aka today?
Ooh, the man with 76k G's, bruh. I'm a 76k gamer score. I'll be that.
Okay,
I'll
76. Not bad, not bad.
I'm trying to get to 100. Trying to get to 100.
Not mine, but that's not bad. I'm just playing. But yeah, man. Also, Lognet's very own, as for myself as well now, and the co-host of this fine establishment. What it do, man?
Sir.
What you been up to?
Ooh, what it do? I mean, I'm good, man. We're on overtime today, huh?
Oh yeah, it's our second stream, or I guess not stream, but second stream or recording of today.
Yeah. No, it feels good, man. It feels good. It feels like we're grinding. We're grinding out here, earning XP, leveling up.
It feel like Christmas to me. Well, you know, the adult Christmas where you actually gotta pay for the shit yourself, but it still feel like Christmas to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, this is a very special episode of Dual-Wield because we will be discussing nothing but the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that just happened today, and there is a shit ton to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started with what we've been playing. We can start with you because I'll talk briefly on mine.
Sure. So we haven't recorded in a while, but the last game that I was playing was Pirate Yakuza, and I could safely say that I got the 1,000 in it. I got all the achievements, beat the game. I like to set myself up so I get the last achievement I can try to go for is literally beating the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Did everything before the final chapter. Grinded out the final chapter. Fun fact: I did it on stream. So I actually finished the game on stream, which I think is a first for me. I don't know if I've done that, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little dated. Like I love the game. I love RGG. I love Yakuza, but I want to see their games a little more budget, and it feels like we're probably gonna get that with Project Century, maybe, you know, but I just kind of hope we got that with this one because it does feel a little bit budget because everything is so segmented and separated. Like the pirate ship stuff, the pirate ship stuff is like all to itself, and then the Hawaii area is all to itself, and even the mini games are all just kind of to themselves. I don't know. It just feels very segmented, and I kind of wish they could try to make it into one cohesive package a little bit better. But I still really enjoyed it though. I thought it was fun. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I said I feel you.
Okay, sure, yeah. But you know, we're probably gonna get that with Project Century, so it's just probably a matter of time. That can probably be their first next gen only game. That'd be cool. But still, I'm super excited to get to Infinite Wealth because I think this takes place like either at the end or in the middle of Infinite Wealth. And I know that I'm missing some story details because the ending I was a little bit confused, but I know Kiryu has some sort of sickness in Infinite Wealth, so they actually covered that in the ending of Pirate Yakuza. Spoilers, but I didn't really spoil too much. But I will say though, RGG is so good at making endings. So like their ending stuck so hard for me. Like when I beat the game, I actually like was sitting there like wow, the way that they connected like the pirate chase, like the treasure chase into like the reason why Majima is like trying to go on to this, and then the revelations and all that. It's just the way they kind of put it together was crazy. But yeah, anyway, so that's Pirate Yakuza. Finished, done off my plate. That is my 4th game I think I beat in the year. But yeah, so after that, I kind of played a little bit of Avowed. I'm not gonna lie. The next game I'm talking about, HD Shadows, it's kind of grabbing me a little more than Avowed right now, because I jumped into HD Shadows. I got all 3 of the weapons with Naoe. Still on chapter I think 2. I don't have Yasuke yet. It might be chapter 1, but still with just Naoe exploring the world. Man, that game is hella fun. Like they did great with the combat. I'm so pleased that all the weapons feel different, and like just the movement and like the fluidity in the animations of when you're like hitting the enemy, because I'm really messing with the dagger right now, and the RT on the dagger, it's like she kind of like spins around the enemy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just sick, and like yeah, I'm really messing with it. Like I think it's so much fun, and like the traversal is just like so much. Like that's what I was saying with my boys. Like I love Ghost of Tsushima, and you know I love that game too. Yeah. But like the traversal, in my opinion, puts Assassin's Creed Shadows over Tsushima, like straight up, because Tsushima is just like set dressing. It's just like a postcard, you know? It's like you can't interact with anything. Like yeah, you interact with like the leaves and stuff, but it's all just like it's just for show, you know? Whereas in this game, like you can go into more buildings, and it's just so much more immersive in that aspect. But yeah, I'm super enjoying Assassin's Creed Shadow. Very pleased with the game.
I don't know if it's on my end or your end, but you're kind of botting. But we gonna
botting.
We gonna push through.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Let me close some tabs real quick. How's it sounding now? Is it sounding better?
It's like it just comes and goes, so not like a consistent thing. But I guess we gonna see when we get further into the episode.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
No, it's good.
Let me turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone real quick. I'll be back.
But yeah, as for myself, as you can see on the screen, the hottest new indie game in the streets right now, I've been playing Schedule 1 or Schedule I. I don't know. It's either a Roman numeral 1 or it's a capital I. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was saying I've been playing Schedule 1 or Schedule I. I don't know if it's supposed to be a Roman numeral 1 or a capital I. Either way. So y'all know I love my simulator games. And usually it's like, grocery store simulator or supermarket simulator, card shop simulator, Rockstar Simulator, which I was playing recently, game dev simulator type shit. But this is a drug dealing simulator, and there actually is a drug dealer simulator which I've played before, but this one dwarfs that game in every aspect. Like it goes so much deeper than so what makes this one special compared to a lot of management games is that they turn everything into a mini game, and everything is actually interactable in a way. So you know, if you're playing Supermarket Simulator, like the most interactability that you have is you type the numbers on the register, or you click the cash to get the right amount, and then you open boxes and put stuff on shelves. Like it just feels like, oh, this is like you're just doing stuff for like it's just one note basically. Yeah. But in this game, everything that you do is kind of made like they make it interactable for you. So instead of you just like, so when you need to water your plants, if you're growing weed, you don't just hold RT and then it just like sprinkles water on it. It basically like zooms into it, and you have to grab your watering can, and you have to use A and D to tilt the watering can, and then you have to basically water specific sections to make sure that you like thoroughly water all of the plant, and it'll give you like targets to hit. So then after that, you have to, let's say, you're adding fertilizer, you have to cover the entire area before the bottle runs out. So you have to like spread it evenly without just dumping it in one place so that you get the full effect. And they do this with almost everything. It's like, you can like when you're pruning the buds, you have to actually clip each individual one. And if you upgrade to a automatic, you can just kind of drag the pruner across all of them, and they just snip automatically. So it makes it better. Like you upgrade and you get, I guess the mini games basically get easier, or they become automatic. So I'm at the point where I have a device that waters for me, so I don't need to actually do the watering on some of my plants at least. But you start off as a like small town weed dealer, and there's actually a story element to it as well, because you actually start off, you're working with your uncle, and you go out in town to like sling some shit, but then your uncle gets caught up and you escape with the RV, Breaking Bad style. So then you move to another city, and your uncle's like calling you on payphones to like basically be your like tutorial kind of guide into starting from scratch. So you start off from scratch, you find a new supplier, and then, as you progress, you get more suppliers, or you end up learning how to mix your own drugs, and then you start hiring dealers to run for you, or to do the maintenance of the plants and stuff for you. And you end up just getting into you start building up an entire like drug cartel. But there's also people, like there are others who are like, you just moved into my turf, and the first thing that happens when you move to this new city, they blow up your RV, and it's like they send you a message like, yeah, you just moved into our turf, you better watch your back type shit. So there's actually some story element to this as well. And yeah, this game goes hard in terms of just being a really good management. Even if you don't like the actual subject matter, the management gameplay is just really good. And then I won't talk too much more, but it's a really fun game. I enjoy it a lot. I've been actually playing that more than anything right now. I might actually do an article about it on LogNet. This one kind of took me by surprise. On another note, I've been playing Enzoi, the Sims competitor that I have been basically waiting for my whole life. And I have feelings about this game. So, first and foremost, this is an early access game. And it definitely feels like an early access game. So playing this, like I've been waiting on this game forever, and just seeing all the clips and watching people play the game, and hearing the Sims streamers, they're like, man, this is the Sims killer. This is the one why you shouldn't, like, I didn't hear any negatives about this game. But then, like, right before launch, all of the actual like publications were doing their like early access reviews, and it was almost nothing but negative. So I was like, what happened? So then I'm like, I'm gonna trust the Sims players, the Sims streamers, because they're just like me. They've played like tens of thousands of hours of the Sims. They probably have a more informed opinion on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing it right off the bat. Graphics, crazy. Customization of your characters, crazy. And I'm just like, ooh, the drip in this game is crazy. I'm like, ooh, like and then you get into the world, bro. Lighting effects, crazy. Like real time lighting, you can see the sun through your window as it passes, and you see the shadows change. Sims could never. I'm over here like, yeah, bro, this is it. It's over. Sims, you're done for. But then the more I played this game, the more it made me realize how much I take for granted with the Sims, because it felt so, as far as like the AI of the characters and how they act and the actual like simulation of these characters is so bad. Like it's basically all the fluff is there, and like mechanically it's better than what a Sims 4 base game would usually have, like content wise and mechanically. There's a lot that it does that the Sims doesn't. But especially the Sims 4, I hate the Sims 4 because of a lot of things. But there's some things that the Sims 4 did that I take for granted now, because this feels like I'm back on Sims 2, like playing Inzoi. So the Zoids, as they're called, are just dumb as hell. I hate the simulation of them. So first and foremost, they like trying to do basic tasks is such a like they just don't work how like as seamlessly as the Sims 4. So like okay, so they're literally, they just showed a scene where I made a pizza, right? And then so in the Sims, if your Sim is hungry and you cook some food, after you cook the food, they will automatically start eating. My Zoe was hungry. I cooked some pizza. This motherfucker just he like claps, all right, food's done, and then he walks away. I'm like, what are you doing? So then I have to tell him, eat the pizza. So okay, he goes to eat the pizza. He eats the one slice of pizza, like, bet, he's full. All right, now he like the most logical thing is to put the rest of the pizza in the fridge. This motherfucker throws the rest of the pizza in the trash. I'm like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? The automation of the characters is so bad. I literally have to cancel. Like, I literally spend more time canceling the automated like task that he's trying to do, because this motherfucker will just start doing things that are so out of like the personality that I've been creating for this character in the first place. So like, I'm over here at work, I'm an entertainer, and he's trying to join a K-pop band. He getting his dance moves and shit. He practicing, right? This is like, so when you go to work, you have all of these tasks that you have to do. It'll be like practice dance moves 3 times, practice your vocals 2 times, like produce music for 1 hour type shit, right? I'm over here trying to complete these tasks. This motherfucker keeps stopping just to go tell one of the coworkers that he don't like the way that she talk or something. Like, I'm like, why are you automating to go do say bad things to people. It's like I don't say anything bad to any of this. I'm trying to be nice to everybody with this Zoe, but the automatic response from him is just to go be a dick to everybody. I keep on having to cancel all of his tasks. They keep popping up over and over. So this game has like so many, but there's so many cool mechanics. Like you can actually drive the cars physically, run over people. Funny, I got into a car accident and they actually they got out, like we both had to get out the car and then we argued and I think I got fined or something. I had to pay for the car that I hit. So like there's so many like cool mechanics like that that aren't in The Sims, but then the basic shit is just so So yeah, so Inzoe is like, I'm in a love-hate relationship with it, but I'm gonna keep playing it, and then I'm about to start playing The Sims 4. I'm gonna do a comparison article on Inzoe versus Sims 4 for Lognet as well.
Bro, you can't be strapped for time and going on side quests, man. Bro. Come on, bro.
You already know. I gotta.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with you.
I didn't get to talk about these last week. Oh, look, there's my car accident right here.
Do I sound better?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, because I turned off my Wi-Fi on all my fucking... I even turned it off on my Switch, too.
All right.
Well, not the Switch,
Assassin's Creed Shadows. It goes hard. I love it. 33 Immortals. It goes hard. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to talk about that, too, but it's okay. It's okay.
So, yeah, those are the other 2 games that I've been playing. Since I used up all my time on them.
Cooking.
All right. Now, let's get right into it. The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct premiered earlier today.
Outside.
Me and Subeg had to wake up at 6 a.m. or really before 6 a.m.
Yeah.
to do our live stream and watch history in the making. And there was definitely some industry changing stuff that happened, but we're gonna break it down piece by piece. Shout out to Pharrell. All right, so let's get into this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So first, we are gonna talk hardware, and just obviously Nintendo did not talk about the actual specs. Like they didn't go into details like, oh, this has an NVIDIA Tegra T239 running at 2.0 gigahertz, and it has a 2.48 teraflops, whatever. So of course we knew Nintendo wasn't really gonna do that, especially not in the Direct, but they also didn't specify anything like that on their website either. But the Direct was still telling as to how accurate the leaks and rumors were when it comes to the Family Board leaks and the shipment data and all that kind of leaked the specs of the Switch 2 beforehand. And it seems that they were like spot on based on what we've seen. So they did confirm up to 4K in dock mode, up to 120 frames per second, and HDR. And that actually goes for the handheld as well. A 1080p display, so that is the max it'll be hitting, obviously. But 120 frames per second for handheld and HDR as well. So I was actually surprised by the 120 frames per second. But how did you expect the 120 frames, or was that surprising for you as well?
Yeah, it was 100%. I was surprised. The funny thing was, remember how I was talking to you about like what my catch is, or what I thought the catch was gonna be? Remember how I was talking to you about that? And I said like, I think one of the catches, in my opinion, is probably gonna be like them skimping out on stuff like that. You know, like the handheld only being 1080p 60 or something. But so yeah, 100% absolutely a surprise and a pleasant one for sure, because that tells me they didn't skimp out on it, even though it's LCD, which is the disappointment. But you know, LCD displays are good now, so
yeah,
and they can get much brighter too. So
if the leaks for the display is also correct, which I would think so because everything else was right, it is a Samsung display instead of the Toshiba that was in the previous Switch, and Samsung is definitely one of the best LCD display makers out there. So I think it's going to be a huge improvement over the Switch one for sure. Maybe not as good as the OLED in terms of like vibrancy and the color and contrast, but it'll be pretty close. Like if you didn't have them side by side, you probably wouldn't even care. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, the hardware itself, like I guess in terms of like we've already known the look and like what it's gonna look like, bigger sticks, bigger buttons, all of that has been leaked to oblivion and then revealed at the first trailer. So that was always a thing, but we did get look at the Pro controller, which will be having some extra buttons, the GLGR, which I think stands for grip left, grip right. So a first party controller that isn't, well, I guess it's technically like the Pro, it would be more like an elite controller. So I guess we can kind of say that this isn't the first time we've had backwards, like back button on an official controller, but it's definitely not, 150 plus like the Elite and the what is it, PlayStation DualSense Edge. That's what it's called, the Edge.
Yep.
So yeah, for a $70-$80 controller and it has the back pedals, I'm pretty content with that. It's pretty cool looking. I mean, it looks just like the Switch 2 or the Switch 1 Pro controller, just with the extra buttons and the white on top.
Yeah, exactly. And the what's it called? The microphone port or the headphone jack.
So there is so the Pro controller now has a headphone jack. Only the console had a headphone jack before.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a good addition for another part that we'll talk about a little later. But yeah.
Sure.
So the mouse functionality. How you feeling about that?
Another thing, we just needed to see how they would implement it, right? But yeah, man, that's so sick, dude. That opens the possibility of every FPS and like strategy game and all that to have the mouse support. So like Call of Duty, expect that to probably have it too. Battlefield, if they get that on the Switch, expect that to have it too. Everything, all the shooters, even Fortnite, I would probably expect it in there too. But
Fortnite already takes advantage of like gyro and stuff on the Switch, so I expect them to do that as well.
Yeah.
But speaking of third parties who will take advantage, Cyberpunk 2077 did say that they will be using the mouse functionality as well as a lot of the other features of the Switch 2 as well. But yeah. Let's see, anything else with the Joy-Cons? As far as the mouse feature, we really just needed to see it, but it was like leaked to hell. As far as I wanted to see some like really cool new ways to use it, but they didn't really show like super innovative things as far as using it. Maybe we'll get that much later. They really didn't show a lot of first party support. At least a lot less than I thought would be here. So I guess we'll see a little bit later where it stands with the mouse controls in their other first party games.
Sure.
Let's see. Let me actually just go to the hardware section on this direct. So yeah, anything else hardware? All right. So the built-in mic, which will be used for the game chat feature, which we'll talk about that separately, but it has the built-in mic. The second USB-C, I was half right with the USB-C port, or at least I guess I can be proven
You can
right.
still be right.
Yeah. It might just be later, but the big thing I was saying was that the USB-C port will be used for peripherals, whether that's a second screen or a camera, which we did get the confirmation of the camera being a big part of it. And then I'm just trying to see if later on we'll start getting more experimental stuff that can connect to that USB-C port, like say a little external hard drive that you can just kind of plug and play. Although I guess the micro SD Express kind of serves that purpose, but yeah, I just want to see if they'll utilize it for anything more. Another thing, storage, 256 gigs of fast storage, which obviously they didn't specify what it was, but it does seem to be the UFS 3.1 storage model. And as far as expandable storage, regular micro SD cards will no longer work. This will only take micro SD card express. So that is a basically souped up version of a micro SD, but it looks exactly like a micro SD card. So if it doesn't have that EX on it, then you have the wrong card. They are definitely more expensive. I saw like a 1 terabyte going for like $200. But they are also much faster, as you would probably think, and they can support current gen games as the micro SD cards really can't. So yeah. So we got storage, we got display, we got the built-in mic, Joy-Cons, extra features. Anything I'm missing as far as... Oh, it just popped up on the screen. 3D audio. Bro, that shit's about to be sick. That 3D audio is about to be... That shit gonna go crazy with Metroid Prime 4. Or even like Breath of the Wild, bro. I can't wait for that. Also, the speakers are improved. Obviously, the kickstand is also improved. But yeah, man, how you feeling about the device as a whole, as just a handheld? Like if you were to compare it to, say, a Steam Deck or an Asus ROG Ally, how are you feeling about the Switch as a handheld?
Yeah, I'm pleased, man. I'm pleased. They did what they had to do. Obviously, you know, others have have had these features and all this shit, but yeah, down to, you know, even the stand, like they did good on the stand too. They have like a blend of what they had at the OLED, but not as like intrusive. It's a little bit sleeker on the device. So yeah, man, I'm pleased, bro. Like I feel like I'm probably gonna get a little hate. Motherfuckers gonna call me a Nintendo shill. You know, I've been called an Xbot before. Like, people call me an Xbot, and I literally showed them my PlayStation profile. I'm like, here's my PlayStation profile. And they're like, oh, so you actually do play PlayStation? I'm like, yes. Like, come on. But yeah, man, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with what they showed. It doesn't look like they took any corners, you know. Even the console has a lot of, or not a lot, but it has like a decent amount of storage. It has 256, right?
Yeah, 256.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start, and I'm pretty sure the SD cards are probably not like super expensive. So,
well, 1 terabyte is 200, but I didn't see
any
of the other options, okay, because they usually grow exponentially the higher you get.
Yeah,
So,
and they also, they age, they get cheaper too fast. Storage is usually the first thing that goes down in price.
except for them Xbox cards that are proprietary. I'm glad they didn't do that. So yeah, another thing, docked will have a fan this time, so that you can. So basically, they can block the Switch much higher than if it was just on the like base, which is a great thing. So that probably is gonna help with the power of the Switch 2 as well. And we can see that with we have Metro Prime 4 running at 4K 60. Like, come on, it's about to go down. But yeah, man, in terms of hardware, bro, they didn't miss anything at all. Like, literally, they didn't like they exceeded my expectations about doing the 120, and I guess adding a mic built in to the Switch itself. I can't wait to be playing Astrobot when it gets ported and I can blow into my Switch like Jeff Keighley. I want to, no, but yeah, man, like the added mic and the 120 frames exceeded my expectations in that regard. Everything else is as expected, and you know, everybody kept coming for me. They were like, "Nah, man, it ain't gonna be all that." Nah, bruh, it's all that and a bag of chips.
It's all that and more.
So yeah, they did the damn thing when it comes to the hardware. It's 100% stronger than a Steam Deck just from what we've seen so far, and I just can't wait to see like what I want to see it running in action. Like, I want to see how they perform right out the gate. There was a spooky one. We'll get into the games later on, but there was one that spooked me a little. I was like, oh no, it can't be. But then we saw all the other games, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just them. So yeah, let's get into software features. So I don't know if you saw, but did you see the updated UI and the updated eShop? Okay, I'll send you the link. But we got a glimpse of the updated UI and the updated eShop. First and foremost, the eShop needed that shit bad. The eShop is just horrid on the Switch. So
yeah, it's trash.
I'm happy that, obviously we don't know how it's gonna run yet, but it at least they did something. So there's a chance that it's gonna be a hell of a lot better than it was on the Switch one. Now, I'm sending it to you right now.
I'll look at it.
So the Switch 1's UI, or the Switch 2's UI, is basically exactly the same as far as layout. It just has the extra features. So they have the party chat feature. They have a green thing that I'm guessing is notes. It looks like some paper. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but I guess we'll find out. They have the game share button, and then they also have the virtual game card button as well, and then a brightness meter on the actual Switch itself, or on the home page, so you don't got to go into settings. Oh wait, that's always been there. I just looked at my Switch. So yeah,
it kind of looks very similar. At least the homepage does.
Same design language. The boxes are rounded instead of just fully like boxy squares. But that's really about it for the changes themselves. Honestly, kind of disappointed, at least until they maybe show more. The two things that I needed to be improved when it came to the UI. First, folders and the all games tab needs to be like there without you having to scroll through all of your recent games to get to it. I always hated that. Second, but this can still be, there's still a chance for this, hopefully, maybe. Music. Bring back UI, like the home screen music or eShop music. I need that. So yeah. But how are you feeling about the UI?
Yeah, it's looking very just Nintendo Switch like. It's kind of reminding me of what Xbox did with the Xbox One, the Series X and S. Like it looks like the same shit. But I mean, if it's faster, then that's all I really care about at the end of the day.
So yeah. Did you see the eShop ones as well? So,
yeah, the 3 pictures.
Yeah, the eShop also looks basically the same. Now, curation is like obviously the biggest like thing with the eShop. It's pretty terrible, but they did add one new feature on that eShop, which was the the games for you section, or game finds for you. And I'm guessing that's gonna be like Steam's what is it called? Steam Curator or something like that. That kind of sees what you've been buying and what you've been playing, and then it finds games that you would probably like based on your preferences and what you've been playing. Steam has something like that, and it seems like that tab is gonna be something similar. So I guess that does help a little bit with like avoiding shovelware, but we'll see how the curation and then the speed and the performance of the eShop is going to be when people actually get their hands on it. But yeah, that was basically the changes with the UI. All right, I was hoping that this would happen, but just I want Nintendo Music implementation into the Switch itself. I want to be able to like boot up, like whenever I boot up the Switch, I could pick a song that plays on the home screen. That would be so dope.
Yep.
Anything as far as UI or eShop, I guess that you would want, like that you would want to see that I guess could happen still?
Honestly, I mean, we predicted the Wii, or I predicted the Wii, but I knew that was just me fucking shooting into the air, literally blanks. But honestly, no. I thought they would add a little bit more to the Nintendo Switch Online, but we got more information about that later, of course, like as information trickled out. Yep. Honestly, no. Like I'm okay with it. We're glazing today.
All right, as far as other software features, let's talk about game chat. So we reacted live. This was one of the first things that they showed off, and obviously I know what your reaction is, but how'd you feel about the reveal of the game chat with Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, that was something. The game's definitely when they were showing it off and all that, it didn't run that great, but yeah, it's kind of a disappointed. You know, it's only 4. It seems like it, at least as of now. But
5.
Oh yeah, because including you, or including the player. But yeah, it's something that's much needed for Nintendo. A long time coming for sure. We've been asking for them to have some sort of game chat. Hopefully this opens the door for Discord to eventually come to the system. That would be pretty cool if that could happen. But If not, then you know, they already got their own version of it anyway. So, but so yeah, yeah, I thought it was cool. The game chat feature that they spent a lot of time on it actually. So that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, and that is because they had a lot of features built into this game chat that I actually wasn't expecting. I thought it was just gonna be like they were just gonna do the bare minimum when it came to game chat, but they actually went pretty hard with the feature. Now I'm hoping that the laggy like gameplay from the other players is not gonna be like that at launch, but I also think why would they show that? If it was if it was gonna be smooth, they would have just had like fake clips of it. If they're still like working on it, I guess they're like, oh, it's still choppy right now, they wouldn't just show it choppy. They probably do like a fake version. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll see if it actually is like that when people start to test it out and get their hands on it. They will be showing it off the games chat on Treehouse Live. So I guess we'll be seeing real-time demos of it, and we'll see if it is that way or if it isn't. And then so as you can see on the screen, you'll be able to see all of your friends' gameplay simultaneously while you're playing the game, or you can literally just watch their game play by putting it front and center, which very Discord-like. Something that Xbox and PlayStation really don't offer at the moment. But when you hook up the Nintendo camera, you can also, or they also did say other compatible webcams, you can use the webcam to actually video chat with your friends as well, and you can show your video while you're playing the game, and like everyone can be on camera at the same time, video chatting with each other while playing the game. So I thought that was actually pretty cool as well. So the camera, I guess we can talk a little separately about the camera after the game chat. But yeah, as you can see, everybody has their little faces on the side of the gameplay. Thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's definitely a cool ass feature. Now, I hope, because they didn't really show this, but I hope that, okay, well, I guess in Mario Party, but maybe it's just because it's like the camera's implemented into the game itself. But I hope like you don't have to have that window at the bottom when you're playing a game and being in game chat. I hope like you can kind of just put them in little bubbles on the side or something whenever you just want to full screen your game and you don't want to see your friends' profile pictures or their stupid faces. Not to say that you have a stupid face, Subeg. But yeah. What do you think about the actual like implementation, I guess?
Oh, the camera?
Yeah.
I you know, I like I said in the stream, I was surprised that they actually had the background removal and everything too.
Bro, like they
that might be the Nvidia tech in there, you know?
Bro, exactly. They got that Nvidia what is it called?
Background removal tool.
What is it called on here? Broadcast. They using that Nvidia broadcast. That they probably using.
Yeah?
I'm just thinking they probably using Nvidia broadcast for the noise cancellation too, because they made a big point about it, like being able to block out noise. Shout out to Nvidia. We got your number. You thought you was slick. So yeah. But that is the game chat function. It will be only for subscribers of Nintendo Switch Online, but there will be a grace period where it is free up until March 31st, 2026, which I thought was pretty cool. They kind of did that with NSO at the beginning of the Switch One. Obviously, parental controls will play a big role, because that was a lot of the reason that Nintendo doesn't really allow voice chat for so long. It's the whole they make games for children, and there are a lot of weirdos on the internet, and we didn't want those weirdos getting in contact with children easily. So yeah, parents, just use the fucking parental controls. Like that's all it takes. All right, now for probably the most exciting feature besides game chat, game share. I did not see this one coming. I thought virtual game card was gonna be like the end all be all as far as game sharing officially goes. But Nintendo basically has brought back the DS's, and I think the 3DS had it as well, the DS's download play, where one person needs to own the copy of the game, and then they can connect with 3 friends who don't own a copy, and you can play multiplayer with them with only 1 copy with 4 different switches. So you basically share your game to be able to play co-op or multiplayer. So an example would be like you're playing Mario Kart World, and you like, it's like, oh, like everyone can come over and we can play Mario Kart World split screen, but I don't want that tiny ass box. So I can instead just share my game with 3 people who have their Switch 2s for that game specifically. And then we can all play. And on our separate Switches with only 1 cartridge or 1 digital copy. They fucking did it. There's gonna be some. We can talk about anti-consumer Nintendo a little bit later, but you can't talk about anti-consumer Nintendo without talking about pro-consumer Nintendo, because this is another feature that Xbox and PlayStation, like, they don't have an implementation of this. They probably wouldn't have. They're probably gonna add it now because of Nintendo, but I don't think they would have added this just on their own. Like, oh, get 1 copy of Halo Eternal, and you can play multiplayer online. Oh, it works locally and online, by the way. So even if you are not in the vicinity of your friends, I think most likely it's going to be through the family accounts. You can still play multiplayer. So if Subegos is in my family account and I want to play some Super Mario 3D World, but he don't have a copy, I can just be like, hey bro, join up. That's it. Amazing. We need to give credit where credit is due. But how are you feeling about the game share functionality?
Yeah, I'm a flex a little bit. That's a little what we predicted too. Remember, we said we're gonna get something like Street Pass coming.
Is this like Street Pass?
I would say it kind of is, because you need to be like in proximity with someone for it. It's sort of like it. Well, you need to be in proximity to like connect the accounts first, right? And then you can go off into.
Well, they didn't say that they said that about the virtual game card, but they didn't really say that about the game share. So I guess we'll have to see once we get more details on it.
But I still think it kind of is like it's obviously not Street Pass exactly, but it's like Street Pass adjacent. It's like it's something to do when you get people together is what I'm trying to like say. So it's like,
well, I mean, that's not what Street Pass was though. Street Pass was like literally you pass somebody with a 3DS in the street, and then once you get home, you kind of like see all the Miis that you passed, and then you get like tokens to play the mini games, but you never really did anything with that individual. Certain games would implement it, like Fire Emblem. You would get their character, the created character, and then you'd be able to see their level, battle them, or trade with them, things like that. But it wasn't like you actually play simultaneously with that person. It was always something asynchronous. So that's why I say it's not really like.
I got you. But yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, that also explains why we'll get into it, but that explains some things, right? Prices go up, so we need a solution that kind of helps bridge the gap for it, type thing.
Because honestly, I'm already thinking like, man, like whenever I get this, and if like Fida or Chuck or Ace, anyone also gets it, I'm like, all right, this new Mario Kart is this price that we gonna talk about. But what, like, we only need one copy, bro. Let's go ahead and split this up. Yeah. Obviously, the one person who owns it has to be playing for the others to play it, though. So it would have to be like, I would think like something like Super Mario 3D World, where I would really only want to play that in co-op. Or Mario Party is a better example, because who's playing? Like, you're really only playing Mario Party with friends. So I think just getting like one copy and then like splitting the cost with your friends would be a good way of because especially for Mario Party, like, I don't want to spend $60-$70 on Mario Party every 2 years, and then all of us have to buy it every 2 years. You feel me? So I think this would be a cool option to like split it up and still be able to play with all your friends.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully I hope that it's actually implemented into like the games that make the most sense. But we'll see. Okay, what's next? So we did the game chat, we got game share, we got the hardware, we got the UI, the eShop. Let's talk about the opening title, Mario Kart 8. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, or no. All right, before we get to the new games, we gotta talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 editions. So they started off with this talking about Nintendo Switch 2 games, and then they're like, and you can play compatible Nintendo Switch games, but then they have the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and these are enhanced games, Switch 1 games that are enhanced to basically run better on Nintendo Switch 2, or take advantage of the hardware of the Switch 2, or adds an expansion while taking advantage of the hardware. So they started off with Super Mario Party Jamboree that added basically a whole new mode that takes advantage of the Nintendo camera, as well as the mouse controls for the Switch 2. So this is basically a new expansion that you are getting with the Switch 2 version that the Switch 1 version will not have any access to. So these are exclusive expansions. These expansions will not be available for the Switch 1. So Mario Party had these different modes. They even had a Connect-like mode where you would literally just be, or like iToy, the PlayStation iToy, I think it was called. Yeah, they basically just went full Connect. Bro, we gotta talk, bro. This shit, Nintendo literally went full Xbox One reveal. Like, I know you watched me on ILP on Sunday, where King was talking about the virtual game. Like, me and King were agreeing that virtual game card was basically what Xbox wanted to do on the Xbox One generation, but then people like there was so much backlash they had to backtrack on it. So now Nintendo does the virtual game card, and it's like, oh, let's fucking go. Everybody's like, yeah, I fucks with this. I mean, a lot of people didn't understand what it was, but like, people were like, yeah, this is cool. This is a great addition. And Xbox over here like, bruh, we said the same shit and y'all booed us out the room. But now we got the PS. I keep calling it the PS. But now we got the Nintendo camera, which is basically Kinect. Like they were using it exactly like Kinect. Obviously, it's used for more, but they were doing like Kinect-like games and mini games. Everybody hated the Kinect, but people were just gonna be like, "Oh man, this Nintendo camera is cool. I love how they implemented this." So yeah, shout out to Xbox One, the original version. It would have been way better if y'all didn't cry about it, but it is what it is. All right, so let's talk the Nintendo Switch 2 editions. So Mario Party had an expansion, but bruh, the Legend of Zelda Nintendo Switch 2 editions for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR, like, man, I kind of wish I waited on playing Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm still gonna replay these motherfuckers. I'm gonna replay them motherfuckers. Probably not Breath of the Wild, because I went into an alternate dimension and I was able to play Breath of the Wild 1440p, 60 frames per second. But that was, what I mean? It was another dimension. But I never played Tears of the Kingdom with those with specs like that. Now, another thing, the Zelda games will have a companion app that you can download if you already have the Nintendo Switch Online app. That will now turn into the Nintendo Switch app, and it will include a companion for Zelda where you can have your map separate, so you don't have to keep on like pressing the back button to open up your map, or you can scroll through your saved designs and easily pull them up into the game. That's Xbox Smart Glass. Bro, it's the Xbox One. Like, they did everything. They got the Xbox Smart Glass, they got Kinect, and they got the digital like virtual cards for the digital game.
Virtual game sharing.
Bro, like, see, this is the real Xbox tax right here. I ain't gonna lie, because nobody's complaining about any of this shit. But I can't lie. When I was on ILP, I said this. I was like, bro, but I don't know why. I just feel so much better about when Nintendo did it. Like, there's just a feeling that I get. It's just, yeah. I was just joking around, but it was hilarious. So, yeah, the Zelda games look amazing. Metroid Prime 4, 4K 60, 1080p, 120 frames per second. And then 1080p 60 and 720 120 frames per second on handheld. But the game that needed the most, the game I thought that Game Freak wouldn't even bother with, Pokemon Legends ZA.
Zaza.
4K 60 frames. Oh my god. Now, obviously the textures and everything still looked like, like they like, okay, the character, but there was no jagged edges. They didn't have like aliasing. It looked smooth, which is better, but like the grass textures and all that still look kind of ass. The building textures, the building models were still kind of ass, but the character models in the Pokemon looked pretty great. Like, I always liked how the character models and the Pokemon looked. But even there, it seems like they added lighting effects. Why is this shit in French? I want not French. I want subtitles in English. There we go. So obviously I'm not listening, but I want to read to see if they added lighting effects, because I don't think the lighting looked like this when we first saw the game. But because it seems like they're like, you can see on the jacket, it's like a polyester kind of sheen to it that wasn't, I didn't feel that when I was watching the other. But anyways, it definitely looks better. Like, it runs better, it looks smooth. Oh man, Pokemon, bruh. Even though now I'm like, when they make an official Pokemon game for the Switch 2, are they gonna push it again and make it run like shit? It's gonna look better, but it's gonna be 20 frames per second again, or are they just gonna keep it at this level, like a decent level, and it runs good, like 4K 60? We'll have to see. But yeah, man. But as far as pricing goes for those upgrades, because these are paid upgrades a la PlayStation, but I haven't seen like official confirmation, at least they got the yen, the Japanese ones were like, basically came out to like $10 for the basic ones and $20 for the ones with expansions for upgrades. But I haven't got official, like I haven't seen anything official as far as American prices. I'm trying to look right now just to make sure.
Are you talking about the upgrades?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see anything officially, but I think.
Yeah, I've only seen the Japanese yen, which seems to be
I
about
think it's
$20.
somewhere between 10 and 20. Like,
yeah, so
I think it's gonna be like, go for it.
I was gonna say like a Zelda that doesn't really have an expansion. It's just better looking, like Pokemon Legends as well. But then there's like Kirby in the Forgotten Land that has a full-on expansion, or like Jamboree that also has a full-on expansion. Those will most likely be $20. But I did see the actual, so basically if you just get the Switch 2 editions of the games like as a full instead of an upgrade, Breath of the Wild is $70, so a $10 upgrade, $59.99 to $69.99. Tears of the Kingdom is $80. Kirby is $80. And then Jamboree is also $80. But those are the two that have, so obviously Tears of the Kingdom was $70 before, and you add $10, it's $80. But Kirby and Super Mario Party were both $60 each. But they also have the two expansions. So those are $80. So I'm guessing it is $20 upgrade. That's what it's looking like. So yeah. But seeing which one releases at $80 is like, it kind of hits like,
Stings a little bit.
But I understand because you're getting an expansion for those ones. But yeah, I have all of those.
And also some of the upgrades are going to be free too. I don't know if you've seen that.
There are going to be free upgrades as well.
And some of the upgrades are also going to be in the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack too. So and they'll probably start trickling more and more out too as what's it called, as the service ages.
Yep.
So there's there's always bright sides for sure.
All right. Now that we've talked about that, I want to talk about Mario Kart so bad, but I want to get into the two new IP
You mean Forza Horizon Kart?
Bruh, we gonna get into that. But I want to talk about the two new IP that they showed off with the Switch.
Sure.
Let's find it. So, all right, here's Nintendo Switch 2 welcome. I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is the most busted ass version of Astro's Playroom. Okay, first off, this game does not look fun at all. It's literally a interactable manual for your game, or for the Switch 2.
For the system.
But they did. Yeah. I was like, okay, they started showing off some mini games and stuff. I was like, okay, they got the golf thing. They were showing like the add in, because it doesn't function like a mouse, because a mouse is like one dimensional, but since it has gyro, you can kind of tilt and turn where you can't really do that with a mouse. So I thought that was pretty cool to show off. But at the same time, these mini games don't look like super fun. I guess we'll have to see. This game just looks like a full-on tech demo without the actual game in it. It just looks like a tech demo. And this would be cool if it was just a free game that you could download or is packed in with the Switch. These motherfuckers decided to charge for this. These motherfuckers decided to charge for this. These motherfuckers decided to charge for this. Am I crazy? Or is that crazy?
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think that's the wild one for sure.
Like, if it was like, okay,
at least put it in your service.
1-2 Switch was terrible.
Yeah.
But it at least, like, it should have been a packing title. But I could see some merit to it, like, being sold separate. It looked like they had enough in it to sell it for $50. I don't know what the price of this is. It shouldn't be over 30, honestly. This game don't look like shit. 1-2 Switch looks more game than this shit. I'd rather be milking the cow with the Joy-Con squeezing the tit, like jerking off the udder.
Oh no!
Rather than whatever the fuck they got me doing in this shit, bro. They got you scraping paint, and they think, is that supposed to be fun? Like, what is where, like, Nintendo, y'all made Wii Sport. Y'all made Nintendo Land the most A1 experiences to show off the console's hardware. 1-2 Switch was a miss, but it at least showed off these Switch's features really well. This shit. What is this? What is this? The bagels. Can you make sense of this for me?
I got you.
What am I not seeing here?
I got you. So Sony last year said, we gonna copy Nintendo's playbook. Nintendo this year said, watch this. Nah, that's yeah, they literally said, oh, we gonna copy y'all playbook, but we gonna charge we gonna charge
bro, Astro's Playroom is fun. And I don't need to read a manual talking about where are the magnets. I don't care where the magnets are. Honestly, I didn't need to know that the SL and SR buttons were metal so that the magnets could attract. I didn't need to know that. Like,
yeah.
Why am I reading if I wanted to read the manual, I would read the manual in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Count your days. So that's my first count your days for Nintendo today.
Sure.
All right. The other new IP that will be showcasing the which is new features, is a game called Drive. Drive. We'll see in a bit. I didn't know. I couldn't process what I was watching when we watched it in the stream, but I've watched it a few times now. But I want to see how do you feel after seeing more of it? Drag X Drive, that's what it's called.
Yeah, definitely looks like this generation's ARMS. That's what I got from it, at least. I don't think that they're gonna come back to this idea. This is probably gonna be a one and done. It probably is not gonna do that great. But I thought it looked pretty fun though. Pushing the little wheelchair and then shooting the hoops. I don't know. I dig it. I'm a basketball head, so if it's not like hella expensive, I might bite. I might support it. But I definitely thought it was interesting. It's a deep cut for sure. Definitely gave me ARMS energy though.
First off, don't ever disrespect ARMS like that.
Is this my count my days or what?
Yeah, that's the count your days for you.
Okay.
ARMS may not have sold the greatest, may not be a franchise that will live to like be a Splatoon level franchise for Nintendo, but that was an amazing game, an amazingly fun game, and the most unique fighter out there, honestly. This shit right here is the opposite of ARMS. This shit looks slow as fuck. It looks awkward as hell with the fucking mouse controls. I'm like, what are we doing here, bro?
You said, like, that's hella funny.
The fact that these, like, okay, I said in my article for Lognet for my Nintendo Switch 2 predictions, I said we're gonna get a console showcase game. I'm hoping that it's on the level of a Nintendo Land or Wii Sports. Bro, we got something worse than 1-2 Switch. I'm like, and then I was like, you know, we're gonna get a new IP that's just a brand new idea that kind of shows off a little bit more. That's more game than tech demo, and it's gonna be like on the level of an ARMS or Splatoon. But what it's like, no, this ain't like, I didn't ask for this, bro. I'm Nintendo. What's happening, bro? Like, and I feel bad about. I can't talk too much shit about this game because then I feel like I'm like making fun of handicapped people if I talk too much shit about this game.
That's why they did it. That's why
you can't hate this game. That means you hate people in wheelchairs, motherfucker. I hate this game. I hate everything. Like, I was like, okay, this could be cool in like a Rocket League. Maybe I just need to see like some high level gameplay. I need to see some motherfucking speed. This should just look so slow. But like, it feels just. I just want a regular. I want this to be Mario basketball, like, bro, or just like if this was just a like basketball game where you were just playing with motion controls. Because the basketball and Nintendo Switch Sports sucks. It is so bad. But this gives you way more control than Nintendo Switch Sports basketball. This is what I wanted Nintendo Switch Sports basketball to be, but you're handicapped, and like, I feel bad even saying like it. They want me to feel bad for not liking this game, but we're gonna get a deep dive of it tomorrow on Treehouse Live, and hopefully that kind of changes my mind. Also, it's just even the character designs, the map, it just looks so dry. This don't look like a Nintendo game. This looks like some bullshit. The fact that, like, look at ARMS, bro. look how colorful and the character designs were so A1. They don't even have character designs in this game. Everybody's just different colors of the same person. Come on, bro. Where are we at? So, the two new IP, absolutely disappointing. Like this was the most disappointing part of the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. Like new IP, especially developed specifically by Nintendo, don't come often. Like we'll get new IP from different developers like Astral Chain from Platinum, or Daemon X Machina, or at least Daemon X Machina was originally a Nintendo IP. I think they sold it because it came to Steam eventually. Either that or but I guess we're getting Daemon X Machina 2, so who knows?
No, it's confirmed for the other consoles.
Okay, so yeah. They sold the IP of Daemon X Machina, but they published, or I guess they probably didn't buy it, they just published it. Kind of like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance type of situation.
Exactly.
But Astro Chain is like Nintendo owns that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did not like that game at all. I'm just disgusted with everything about that game. But yeah, new IPs are trash as far as I'm concerned. So let's talk about a tried and true Mario Kart World, baby. Mario Kart World. Now, what is Mario Kart World? It is literally Forza Horizon Mario Kart. And that's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, so first off, let's talk about the racists, not racists, racists. 24 players, which was kind of confirmed from the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. And there are two modes that they showed off, or I guess three modes, but two racing modes that they showed off. The regular Grand Prix, where you'll pick 4 maps and you'll race them individually. But then they also added a new mode, Knockout Tour, that is basically you're picking 4 courses and you are racing from one to the next to the next to the next, all in one race. And you start off with the 24 players, but then once you get to the next level, only places 16 and up can continue. You are in the back half of, like, or not half, but if you're in the bottom 20, like from 17 to 24, you are eliminated in a battle royale kind of style, which was pretty cool. And then you go to the second level. If you're in the bottom 8, you don't proceed. Or if you're not in the top 8, you don't proceed. And then it goes to the last 4 on the last level. So I thought that was pretty cool. It also makes it so that I think that's a cool design, just because you know how when you're doing really bad in Mario Kart and you're just like, bro, I don't even want to finish this shit. But you like have to make it across the finish line. He's just like, bro, I really don't want to do this shit. Like, I'm literally dead ass last. So now you don't have to sit through 4 maps just being ass. So I think that's a pretty cool mode, but I think that's gonna be more for hardcore players for sure. It's a lot like F-Zero 99 in that approach. But then they showed off the free roam mode. And that is, so if you haven't noticed, this is a fully open world map. There's races like along this map, but you can go anywhere. on the, like, you can go off the track and just explore this open world. The free roam allows you to just you basically just explore the map, this open world map, as you see fit with friends or by yourself. But on a race, you can actually just veer off the course and you'll be able to find different shortcuts, like off paths, things like that can end up being advantageous to you. And it may not, like, it'll be harder to find since it's like a full open world. You never know, like, if taking a different route will help you or harm you. So I thought that was like a really cool, and they were like showing like different paths that you can take between each level. So like depending on how you like pick the levels, sometimes you'll be like going like this, or you'll be going in a straight line. Like, it looked cool as fuck, bro. And I'm hoping that when we get this Mario Kart World Direct, they're gonna announce a full-on like mission mode, kind of like the DS, either a mission mode or like a full-on Diddy Kong Racing story mode. That would be dope. But how are you feeling about the racing, the knockout, like Grand Prix knockout mode or knockout tour mode, and the free roaming?
Yeah, they cooked with Mario Kart. That's exactly the type of stuff that I want. Cause you know why have to go back to the lobby when you could just race to the next match? Like that's sick. And then adding like the battle royale little feature in there is also pretty sick too. I'm digging it, man. I love Mario Kart. As you know, I'm more excited for Mario Kart 10 than I am Mario Kart World for GTA 6. So, man, I'm so hyped, dude. I'm so hyped. I literally played a few matches of Mario Kart 8 on stream last night. So, to celebrate this occasion. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and all the stuff that they added to it, like the grinding on the rails and all that.
Yeah, I was gonna get to the mechanics and stuff.
Of course. So go for it.
So there are also a bunch of new mechanics. They have added a lot more to the trick system, from wall riding to grinding on rails, basically turning this into full-on Tony Hawk. I'm happy about this because when I played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, the one thing I said was, man, the trick system is so much better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I love this trick system. Now they've taken away the only positive that Sonic Racing had over Mario Kart. It's over for you, Sonic. As usual, you can never win. So just stop trying. But another feature is that they literally just turned this into Sega Racing Transformed. Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. You will go into boats. You will go into a jet or a plane, whatever you want to call it, and then you will go into like snowmobiles when you're in the snow. It just changes with the terrain, which is also pretty cool to see. It definitely is a lot different than the whole glider, like the whole glider thing or the zero gravity thing. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same, but they just changed the terrains of it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But also, let's talk about the graphics, the physics, I'm telling you, bro, I had to watch the trailer and then put on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And bro, this game looks fucking crazy comparatively. This game looks better than Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on the PS5. Like graphically, it looks 100 times better, which is crazy. The physics and the new animations, the hair physics, like bro. They were the grass, bro. The tracks, bro. The dynamic day-night cycle and weather effect, bro. Well, like they didn't have to cook, bro, but they cooked, bro. The draw, like, look at that draw distance, bro. Look at this draw distance when he's flying. Like, oh my god, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait, bro. So, yeah, man. Honestly, I don't know what else to say on this. But anything else you want to add for Mario Kart before we go to our next topic?
No, other than they know what they did dropping this day one. They know what they did with that for sure.
Day one.
They know what they did with that. They said this next verse though. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, but they. Another thing. So I forgot the food items. I don't know what that is. When they eat the food and their clothes and their clothes change. I don't know what that does. It looks cool. Like the fits in this game are pretty sick. Like that like aviator jacket that Mario had. That shit looks sick. But like you can, bro, like Bowser's steel shell with the exhaust pipes, bro. There's also new characters. You can play with the cow from Moo Moo Meadows. You can play with the penguin from Cool Mountains on N64. And you can play as a Goomba for the first time. You can play as a dolphin. Why? Because they've run out of characters to add. So they're just adding the animals, I guess. But yeah. Anything else you want to say on Mario Kart World?
Nah, man, it looks when we got that first like brief teaser in the Switch 2 teaser, I was hating a little bit. I was like, this kind of looks like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but nah, after seeing it in the Switch 2, it looks so much better. And,
I said if you do a side-by-side comparison of that Nintendo Switch reveal with Mario Kart, you could already see, but it didn't even look this good. Like, yeah, seeing this trailer, this shit looks way better.
Can't imagine how it looks in 120.
Launching exclusively on the Switch 2, by the way, because Nintendo don't play them cross-gen game. I guess they kind of do with Metro Prime but those were already announced for Switch 1. Metro Prime and Pokemon Legend. Like, Pokemon is always going to be late to the party when it comes to like jumping full steam ahead onto the next console. But really, those are the only like cross Tomodachi Life, all of those. So I guess Tomodachi Life Switch 2 edition. Alright, Mario Kart World though. So let's talk about the other first party titles. All right, we are back after a little hiatus, but let's get back into more first party games. So starting with Hyrule Warriors. This one will be based on Tears of the Kingdom and is actually a prequel that is canon according to Koei Tecmo and Nintendo. Unlike the Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors, which was more of a alternate timeline that didn't actually align with what happened in Breath of the Wild, this is actually going to be canon and a part of the story of Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm actually pretty hyped about that. But Zelda is again the main focus of the Hyrule Warriors series. Well, I guess Link was still kind of a big part of the Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors. But this one, we didn't even see Link in the trailer because well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it does play a part in the story of why Link isn't here. But are you into the Hyrule Warriors games at all?
I haven't played one of them. I wanted to pick up the one that they released on the Switch, but I remember there was like performance issues or something with it.
Bad.
Like, it was bad, right? Yeah, there's always a reason why I don't pick up something.
I played it at 1440p, 60 frames per second. In the
on the Switch 2 dev kit or what?
Yeah, that's what it was. Alternate dimension, all that.
That's hella funny.
I enjoyed my time playing it that way. But the original, when I picked it up for the Switch and I saw 1,000 enemies on screen and then my shit was going at 10 frames, I was like, yeah, not happening, chief. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game, and the story, although I didn't like that it wasn't actually tied into the main story of Breath of the Wild, it was actually really cool. And the combat is actually, I wouldn't say in depth, but there was a lot of like upgrades and kind of RPG elements and stuff like that made it a lot more worth it compared to like the Dynasty Warriors games that I played in the past.
Yeah.
But this one being canon has me way more interested, and it is coming this year, this winter.
Yep.
Then there was another big first party announcement that came out of absolutely nowhere. Did not expect this one at all. So this is in the back of my mind, even though I didn't put this in my predictions, I was like, there's definitely a chance that we'll get a Kirby game. Because it's been 3 years since Forgotten Land, and we know how Laboratory is usually pretty quick on the draw when it comes to putting out new Kirby games. We did get some smaller spin-off, which was that racing one, like the Dream Buffet. That was one of them, and then I think there's another one, but they usually take about 2 to 3 years in between games. So I was like, okay, we're probably there's a chance we'll get a new Kirby game. Now, what I didn't ever expect was to get a new Kirby Air Ride. And not only a new Kirby Air Ride, but a new Kirby Air Ride developed by Masahiro Sakurai himself. Masahiro Sakurai is the creator of Kirby, and now he hasn't worked on a Kirby game since, I want to say, Amazing Mirror or something, like way far back. Ever since Smash became super big, he wasn't really working on Kirby anymore.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and the fact that he's back for this, yeah, man, I'm hyped. The city trials in Kirby Air Ride is like one of the dopest experiences. Even though I don't like the base Kirby, I love the city trials mode. But what'd you think about Kirby Air Riders? That's what Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, I've actually never played Kirby Air Ride. I don't even know how many Kirby Air Rides there are. Is there even any? It's just one, right?
There's only one on the GameCube.
Oh, and it's on the GameCube. So that means that they could technically bring that forward.
Which we'll talk about in a bit.
Is it a racing game?
Yes.
Or like what kind of?
It's a racing game that was kind of it was a weird racing game that kind of was on rails, kind of.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't a Mario Kart clone.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it is, because that would be dumb if they just made two of the same game. I don't think that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah, not at all. but it had
Uh,
very unique mechanics, and it was pretty fun.
I need to look at some.
But yeah, this is also coming in 2025, which is surprising.
Yeah, they kind of have a lot, like four games in total. But for this, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish it was, you know, Kid Icarus that he was working on.
Bro,
but
you already know.
I know, but you know, I'm okay with this.
I'm
because,
like, well, okay, I already played Kid Icarus, so I guess I'm okay with a new Kirby Air Ride instead. Like, but Sakurai isn't the one doing the Kid Icarus remake. It's Bandai Namco, supposedly.
That's the rumors, right?
Yeah, rumors are saying Bandai Namco is making it, so it wouldn't really. They're just remaking what he did. I don't think he really needs to have a big part in it.
Yeah.
But this also means I don't think Smash is coming anytime soon. Because he said that he stopped doing his YouTube channel to basically go full speed ahead on the new project that he was working on. I don't think he would have had time to work on Smash and this game. Although knowing Sakurai, he probably could. He was able to get out Smash 4 on Wii U and 3DS and make Kid Icarus Uprising within like 2 years of each other. So you never know with him. Now,
madman for sure.
What's the chance that there is no new Smash and we just get Ultimate Switch 2 edition with like 15 new characters or some shit like that,
and like 4K 120 some shit? You know,
and actual netcode on Smash Ultimate. Hold on, that might be worth it. I ain't gonna lie, to be able to play online without lag.
That's probably their mind frame right now. I'm watching the gameplay of it. It doesn't really even seem like a racing game, more than just like a getting through the course type game.
It's a weird one for sure, but it was very unique.
Yeah, this seems pretty fun though, and then there's like mini games and stuff. It was multiplayer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm excited. I wish there was a way I could play this right now. Well, I mean, there is.
You just gotta go to the alternate dimension.
Yeah, I gotta go into fucking New Zealand or whatever, which I'm probably gonna do for South of Midnight. But what's it called? Yeah, man, I'm actually okay with this. I'm down. I'm down for this actually. This seems cool. I want to see gameplay.
I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be, knowing Sakurai, he's gonna like do some shit to enhance what was there before. It's not just gonna be the same game with prettier graphics. So
yeah,
can't wait to see when we get to the gameplay. There was one more first party title, but I want to save that for last in terms of our discussion. Now, there was another big announcement midway through the presentation, and that was an update to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, to be exact. And we just got a new benefit that is exclusively on Switch 2. That is GameCube games coming to Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack.
Yeah.
Now, I knew this was coming, but I always said, if they add GameCube games, it's gonna be a new third tier that you're gonna pay more for. The fact that they added it to the expansion pack, the same price, is,
for now, yeah,
for now, is pretty. Yeah, I guess we have to wait. But as far as we know, there hasn't been a price increase, or there isn't going to be for now. But that's a really good deal. Like N64, Game Boy Advance, and DLC. Like DLC is sometimes included in there, and you get GameCube for no extra charge. tentatively.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing fucking value. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like at first, when the expansion pack was first announced, and we only had like 8 N64 games and 15 GBA games, and like, and then they were like, yes, it's what is it, $74.99 for the family, like $34.99 or $49.99 for the. I was like, man, that shit not worth it, bruh. But then they were like, oh, but you get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 48 tracks for free, and you get Animal Crossing 2.0 update for free with the what's it called, membership. I'm like, oh, hold on, they added DLC to this thing, and now they're saying that I don't know if you saw this, but some of the upgrades are gonna be a part of NSO. They'll be bundled with NSO. So the paid upgrades, like Zelda, I don't know which ones it was, but some of them.
I think it's both.
Zelda?
Yeah, I think it's Tears and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, so the Zelda games are gonna be a part of NSO, the upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that expansion pack is well worth it.
Yeah.
All right, but GameCube games, we finally got Wind Waker HD. No more crying, right? No reason to cry, guys. We got Wind Waker HD. They did say that they're gonna be up-resed as well, so that's cool to see. But how are you feeling about the GameCube selection so far?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to play the Pokemon games for sure, because I kind of missed out on those because I didn't have a GameCube. So, well, I missed out on all these games, honestly. But yeah, we're finally getting to a point where it's my timeline now. It's not before I was born, so it's exciting. I know a lot of these games, so
yeah. So
yeah, I'm excited. Oh, go for it.
Let me list off the games that are confirmed for the GameCube NSO. So we got The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero GX, Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That's the one that I'm gonna be playing first. Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robo, and Pokemon Coliseum. And of course, all of these will have online support, so you can play these games online with your friends. Yes.
Hell yeah.
This was a nice pop, but there is one game that is noticeably missing that is just weird to me. Where is Metroid Prime 2? How are we supposed to catch up to Metroid Prime 4 if we don't even got Metroid Prime 2?
Where's Oh, it just blanked on me. I hella had it in my mind. Never mind.
But yeah,
it'll come back to me.
I thought the GameCube edition was a big pop-off moment.
Oh, I got it. It was Twilight Princess, because that was on GameCube too, right?
Yeah, we don't want that shit.
Okay.
I'll never not disrespect Twilight Princess. I fucking hate that game.
That was hella funny.
But yeah, man. I just need Nintendo to strike a deal with THQ, AKI, 2K. I don't know who has the licenses for these games. We need those wrestling games, those GameCube wrestling games, like the WrestleMania 19, 2021 games. We need Day of Reckoning. We need, what's the other one? On 64, we need No Mercy. We need WCW versus NWO Revenge. Bro, if we were able to play those games online, like, that would make my subscription worth it by itself. So I need Nintendo to figure out, like, who they need to talk to get that. All right.
Try to get the Beautiful Joe games on there too, maybe.
I feel like that's gonna be it. That's a given. It has to happen. I ain't gonna lie, it has to happen. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna bring up a list of all the third-party games. Ooh, if we get Sonic Adventure 2, well, I already have Sonic Adventure 2 on literally every. I have it on PC, I have it on Xbox, but I don't have it on Switch.
Nah, we need to get the best Sonic game ever made, Sonic Heroes. On that GameCube.
What did you just say?
I said we need to get the best Sonic game of all time, Sonic Heroes on it, bruh. That GameCube edition.
All right, so let's list off these third parties.
That shit was hella funny.
All right, so first game that they showed, Elden Ring. I ain't gonna lie to you, this one was spooky, bruh.
I was looking so slow,
bro. I was like, this shit running like The Witcher on Nintendo Switch, bro. It's a wrap. The console,
it was looking like it too.
The rumors were a lie. It's a wrap. But then you have to remember that From Software. I don't know what it was about Elden Ring. That shit just did not run well on anything, and it did not run well on this either. And that was the first game. So it just made it made me scared for a second. I ain't gonna lie. Mm-hmm. But then every game that showed after kind of picked everything back up. Yeah. So we got Elden Ring, then Deltarune pulled up saying that they're getting the newest chapters launching same day on the Switch 2. Hades 2 is going to release on 2025 on Switch and Switch 2. And of course, just like Hades 1, it'll be a timed exclusive before hitting the other consoles. Then we got the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate with gameplay. And it looked good, bro. Like, all of these games looked good. From what they were showing, they were running smoothly. There wasn't too much choppy. So
I especially thought Cyberpunk looked good,
bro.
Because I think there was ray tracing on.
So Cyberpunk, that shit was looking, bro. That shit was looking fire. Good. Yeah, I was like, hold on. I was looking for the not running on console at the bottom.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, man, Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, and it comes with
the DLC.
With the DLC as well, bro. So they also showed off some new announcements like Starseeker. I said Starstreaker, which is an Astroneer spinoff. If you're familiar with the Astroneer series. Mm-hmm. So let me just list what we got. So we got EA Sports Madden is coming to the Switch for the first time since the Wii, I want to say. Then we have EA Sports FC, which was already on the Switch, but hopefully we're getting the full version that's on PlayStation and Xbox instead of the like Nintendo Switch kind of specialized version. NBA 2K, which was already on Switch, and it was the Xbox One and PS4 version of the game. So hopefully we get the upgrade to Series X PS5 version. WWE 2K is coming back to the Switch. Or it was on Switch, but remember how bad that game ran? It was like one of the worst ports ever at the time, the 2K18, and then they basically took it off the store. So yeah, hopefully they don't do that again. Split Fiction also coming. All of these, a lot of EA, a lot of 2K. We talked about Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy VII. but also Street Fighter 6, and it was looking clean. Let me go back to that gameplay. I need to see that shit in action again.
Yeah, I thought specifically the RE engine games here look pretty good on the Switch.
Well, they did kind of optimize the fuck out of RE engine for Monster Hunter. I don't know where the Street Fighter gameplay is. I'll find it eventually. But as you can see, Civilization
I got
7.
you. It's in 32. It's 32:38.
Yeah.
That's when they started, or that's when it's kind of ending. You could skip a little backwards or forwards.
Wait a minute, 32:38. Oh, I'm way ahead.
32.
That's why.
32:38.
Yeah,
You're on the YouTube, right?
Yeah, I was way
Nintendo's
ahead.
Official, right?
Yep. But yeah, man,
bet.
this Elden Ring shit, I was scared, bro. It was looking spooky. I was like, the PS4 version didn't even look like this, bruh. What's going on?
The funny thing is, people on PS5 like to play the PS4 version of the game
Because that was the way to get the stable 60 FPS. That's why I played the PS4 version and get stable at 60 FPS when I played it on PS5.
This wheelchair basketball game is crazy.
Bro, every time I see this shit, I'm like, hey, Nintendo, please.
That's only some shit you can get from Nintendo, bro.
All right, so we got Hogwarts Legacy again. It's already on the Switch. It actually ran good for the Switch, but we'll be getting an actually dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version. Hopefully you don't have to buy it again, but knowing WB, they're gonna be like, we need all the money we can get. But it will have motion control or mouse controls, they said, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Bravely Default remake, Flying Fairy HD, or remaster, either one. Borderlands 4. We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Oh, and Street Fighter 6 does include the first 2 seasons of DLC characters. So that's awesome.
And it has 3 amiibos.
Yeah, and the amiibos, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Then there was, I said Tony Hawk, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Fortnite, obviously, but it was already on Switch. Just gonna be running
way better.
We got Enter the Gungeon 2, Hitman World of Assassination, that is the Hitman trilogy with all of the content. And then we got, I'll keep the full or like the new announcements at the end. So Star Wars Outlaws is also coming, which I'm surprised that was the only Ubisoft game here, honestly. I thought we would see way more Ubisoft. Silk Song showed up for 3 seconds and everyone lost their mind.
Yeah. They're like, oh my god!
Kuditsugami, Path of the Goddess, great game. And then Reanimal, which I do not remember at all. I don't even remember what that is. Okay, so here are the new announcements that were first announced, or I shouldn't say some of them weren't first announced, but we definitely haven't seen some of these in a long time that did get outed. So Project 007 by IO Interactive. No gameplay again, but the fact that they're even talking about it, I'm already hyped because that means it has to be coming soon. I've been waiting for this game forever. Like, I love the Hitman series, and when I found out that they were making a 007 game, I was like, bro, that's a match made in heaven. So yeah, man, I'm super hyped for whatever they do with Project 007. Then I said this before, Starseeker, the Astroneer Expeditions. We got a new Daemon Ex Machina. And I was watching this, and the first thing that came when I saw the character's face, I was like, why does this look like Daemon Ex Machina? But it didn't have the super big bulky mechs. It was more like a mech suit, or like a human-sized mech suit and I was like, bro, this shit looks so fast and clean and flashy. I was like, man, Daemon X Machina could never. And then it turned out to be Daemon X Machina. But bro, this game looks sick, and you know I hate mechs. You know I hate mechs, but this shit right here was looking clean. So they might trick me into getting it again. I got Daemon X Machina and I hated it. Hated that game. It was so slow, so ass. But this shit looks pretty peak, I ain't gonna lie. Coming September 5th, 2025. And Reanimal, which I need to see what that. I do not remember a game called Reanimal. I guess we'll see. Another game was Survival Kids, which was a survival game with like puzzle solving and working together. It was kind of like a survival game version of Overcooked, or like Moving Out or something like that. One of those like super frustrating co-op games. It looked really fun, I ain't gonna lie. So yeah. Sorry, I'm skipping through all of this to get to the good stuff. But yeah, which one of these third-party games stood out to you the most? Oh, actually, I forgot. We'll actually talk about one in particular third-party game after we talk about these. But which one of these actually stood out to you the most?
Of course, like I said, Cyberpunk is good. I was surprised if that's how Borderlands actually runs on the Switch 2, then I'm surprised by that. Looks good, in my opinion. Hopefully that is how it runs. And hopefully it's not like PC gameplay, but
it would usually tell you.
Yeah, and it didn't say, right?
No,
so that must mean that it's on the Switch. It looked good. Honestly, I'm looking back at like the little footage. Very smooth.
I wish they would have timestamped this direct.
Yeah.
They did it with the last direct, so I was hoping that maybe if I refresh.
They didn't honestly have that many Unreal Engine 5 games that I noticed.
Was Wild Hearts Unreal Engine?
I think Wild Hearts is on Tecmo's
their
proprietary engine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Final Fantasy?
yeah, that was
That's
really
Unreal Engine
it.
4.
Oh yeah, that's Unreal Engine 4. Yeah, so it has both. I guess it has 4 and 5. Let me see.
Well, the Switch has Unreal Engine 4 technically, so.
Yeah, and 5 with
5
Fortnite, but it doesn't really run that good. Yeah, like I said, the RE Engine, all those RE Engine games look really good. Like Kunitagami looked good, Street Fighter looked good, so that makes me curious to see how, if they can even do it. Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma, but yeah, those games for sure. As for like games that I would definitely buy on the Switch, I'm getting Hades too, like 100%. That's where I'm getting it. I've held out on getting Hades on Steam because I want to play it on the Switch. So
there was this Goodnight Universe game where you played as a baby that had psychic powers or something. It was a headline, even though it was a game I've never seen before. I was like, why would you make this a headline? I want to know what's going on in this.
I kind of wish they announced College Football 26 here. That would have been sick. That would have been a huge dub for me because that's honestly kind of where I want to get it if I could get it. But yeah, just seeing the Madden and football club stuff kind of disappointed me, not gonna lie. But yeah, FF7 Remake looks good too. Now I'm looking at the gameplay. This looks sharp. Yeah, this is literally like, remember those? I keep on bringing this up, but remember those leaks, the Gamescom leaks, 2023.
IGN, they did not get the full list of games.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm over here looking at the direct, and there's like way more games than I thought.
Yeah.
So here's Reanimal. Okay, kind of looks like. Oh no, Reanimal is by the developers of Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go over this. So, Goodnight Universe. There was 2 Point Museum, Wild Hearts, Witchbrook, which we saw in the last direct. Okay, I'm skipping stuff because it's going too fast. Sorry. 2 Point Museum, Wild Hearts, okay. Wild Hearts S for Switch, by the way. They special version.
Puyo
Tetris 2S.
Rune Factory.
Yeah, bro.
This is the one you said.
Rune Factory. Oh, bro. Finally, a Rune Factory that runs smoothly. Yeah.
Star Wars
Outlaws.
Look good too, even by the short little clip that they showed. And then that switched into Civ and a little highlight.
Enter the Gungeon. Then we got Nobunaga's Revenge, or Ambition. I said Nobunaga's Revenge. Nobunaga's Ambition, Awakening. Fast Fusion from Shinin. Another fast game coming into the mix. Shadow Labyrinth from Bandai Namco. The Pac-Man Metroidvania. Raido Remaster, which we saw in the last direct. No Sleep for Konami Date, which we also saw in the last direct. Reanimal, which is the Little Nightmares spiritual successor.
And Fortnite actually looking hella good. Bro. Let's go, bruh.
Ridge Racer. You can't have a new console without Ridge Racer.
Layton.
Yeah, Professor Layton. Tamagotchi Plaza, Human Fall Flat 2, which is going to be huge when it comes out. So yeah, they had a lot of games shown, even though they didn't all get the same really good attention. So how would you rate the third-party support as far as what we got so far?
Yeah, it's just everyone wants to be there. So,
a lot of them were just saying same day as Switch 2, same day as Switch 2 launch, same day as Switch 2 launch. Like, I want to say like 70% of them are launching day one.
Yeah, a lot of third-party support day one, a ton of it. Yeah, man, this is so like I feel like to outsiders looking in, this means like nothing, but for people that like have been following Nintendo, have been watching a lot of their press conferences and their directs and all that, like seeing this much third-party support day one is something special. Like it means something to us. I feel
it means something to me.
Exactly. It's even though I'm probably not even gonna play most of these. Sure. I'm gonna definitely play Fortnite for sure because it's free. And like I said, if Borderlands 4 is like great on the Switch too, I might pick that up. I might take up a trip back to Yakuza 0. You never know. Hades 2 for sure is gonna be a pickup. But yeah, man, they did it. They did their thing.
Yeah. Wait, did you say what your highlights were? I know you said Cyberpunk, but anything else?
Yeah, Cyberpunk looked good. Hogwarts Legacy looked good too, for sure. Borderlands. I would say those all look good. Honestly, all of the games. Kinesigami looked good. Street Fighter looked good.
I mean, like
the only one that really didn't was
you would actually pick up is what I'm trying to say.
I see. Yeah, so definitely Hades. If the Demon X Machina game is good, I might pick that one up.
Yeah, that one was looking smooth.
If they have the Friends Pass on Split Fiction, I might be able to just play that, because I have the Xbox copy already. So I you never know. I could play that on the Switch too. What else? I might check out that Rune Factory game, because it's kind of like Animal Crossing, but with a little bit more objectives, right? Is what I'm assuming.
It's Harvest Moon, or Story of Season. So
gotcha.
It has the farming sim elements, but it also has action RPG. And they went with this version. They went way harder on the action RPG stuff.
Yeah.
They basically did a full upgrade of how you combat in Rune Factory. It looks pretty sick. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up like a couple. Not too many games though.
Yeah, so for me, basically the games I was already gonna get on the Switch would be my highlights. So Rune Factory, I was gonna get that, and I knew it was gonna run like shit on the Switch. But now, buttery smooth 60 FPS. Let's go. Story of Seasons, the same thing. I was actually excited when it got announced at the last Direct, but for the most part, Hades 2 definitely. I'll definitely be there for that. I'm trying to think what else I would actually want to. Oh, that Survival Kids game. That looks fun as hell. That's definitely a me type of game. Co-op puzzles plus survival game. Yeah, that's for me. Oh yeah. Oh, that's probably it for me. I'm like, there's something about Cyberpunk that really just makes me want to play it on the Switch. Like Switch 2, obviously, but
yeah, I got you.
I don't know if I will actually end up getting. All right. But there was one third-party game that was announced that stood above all of them. An exclusive third-party game. They open up with this. First off, it like the Bloodborne vibes was going I was like, bro, is this Bloodborne sequel on the Switch too? And technically, it kind of is.
Yeah,
like
pretty much. Yeah,
honestly,
it's pretty.
Or
it's
at least
much the
I would
Bloodborne
say it's a
sequel.
spin-off rather than a sequel.
Sure.
Bloodborne, or sorry, not Bloodborne. Duskbloods. That's the name of the game. And this is from Software. An exclusive from Software for Nintendo Switch 2. Bro, who else can like if you get From Software exclusive launching with your console, well, technically not launching with it, it's 2026, but you debut your console and you have an exclusive From Software game. How big of a system seller how do you get bigger than that, as far as, at least for third parties, as far as system seller goes? That's a crazy get. Now, there was some details that came out for this game. Did you see the details for Duskblood? Why is this not at 4K? Bro, you know how crazy it is to go on Nintendo's channel and see 4K 60 as an option
across all their trailers? Yeah,
bro,
that's crazy, right?
We're in another timeline, bro. This is crazy. So yeah, so let me actually pull up the details, because this game is actually not what I expected at all. See if I can find it.
Yeah. Let me hear the deets.
No, that's not even show. Okay, I didn't save it in my bookmarks. All right, so this is coming from Okami13 on Twitter. Official details for the Duskbloods. It is a PvPvE multiplayer action game. Up to 8 players can fight each other or against enemies. Players become Twilight bloodlines who have gained powers through the use of their special blood. So this is not the game that I thought it was, for sure. The trailer, like, it shows multiplayer, but I wasn't thinking like it was gonna focus solely on multiplayer. But this is a PvPvE 8-player action game, which I'm still down for. I ain't gonna lie, that shit still sounds cool. But I did see a lot of people like, oh, not single player, not a regular from. I'm out. Y'all lying y'all ass off.
Lame.
But yeah, shout out to From Software actually diversifying fucks with it, even though they're still reusing them assets hard.
Yeah.
So that was, how'd you feel about Duskbloods? And now after hearing the details, you still
that's
board?
that honestly sounds more my speed than most FromSoft games. So yeah, I'm down. I'm there. Only on Switch too. I'm copping.
Now, do you think the Duskbloods is a, like how Bloodborne is a PlayStation IP? Do you think this is a Nintendo IP now? Or is this just a timed exclusive? Or do you think, like, what are you thinking for this one?
I'm thinking that maybe FromSoft owns the IP, but the game is going to be completely exclusive. Because they made it a point to say only on Switch 2. Like, so I think it's going to be completely exclusive. As for the IP ownership, I have no idea. Because this is a little side question. Does Platinum own the Astral Chain?
No.
Do they own that? Okay, so and that's still fully exclusive. So yeah, I think this is probably like FromSoft owns it, or Katakawa or whatever, and then it's just a deal with Nintendo to bring an exclusive.
Yeah, honestly, the only exclusives that I've seen go to other platforms from Nintendo are the Marvelous exclusives, which were Daemon X Machina, No More Heroes. I think that's really
even like Octopath, because that was exclusive for a while.
Yeah, and yeah, all the Team Asano games that launched exclusive on Nintendo Switch went over as well. But yeah, like games I actually thought would come to other platforms, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Bro, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is actually gonna run good. Oh, I'm about to replay the shit out of that. Hey. Oh, yeah. There was one thing that I didn't actually read that I wanted to look at before we talk about the final game. Actually, there's two things I want to talk about. But okay, let's just talk about this. There was an Ask the Developer that went up after the Switch Switch 2 Direct, and the Nintendo developers are talking about they're talking amongst themselves, yada yada, right? But they're interviewing, right? And I forgot who it was, but one of them says that they even thought about naming the Nintendo Switch 2 the Super Nintendo Switch, which is the dream name that I've always said the Switch should be called. And
or the Switch successor, yeah.
They didn't do it. They literally had it, and then they said, and they fumbled it. I can't believe. They shouldn't even said that. They should have let me just say, no, they didn't even think about it. No, these motherfuckers thought about it. I'm upset. But yeah, I thought that was funny that we could have had it, bro, and they said nah. Okay, this is the list that I was looking for. All right, I'm gonna post this to you as well. So as far as backwards compatibility goes, there are a number of games, 112, I believe. 112 games that are not fully compatible or don't start up at all on the Switch 2. And the issues are being investigated real time. So let me give you this link. And I'm just gonna try to see, I didn't actually look through this yet, but I'm gonna see if there's any like big games that, oh, right off the bat, I see a pretty big one. Another Crab's Treasure. This is on the list.
Hmm.
Batman: The Enemy Within, Telltale. Let's see. Darksiders Genesis, Dead by Daylight is a big one. Doom Eternal. Bethesda, y'all need to get on that. Ender Magnolia, Everspace, the original Final Fantasy, but not any of the others. That's where. Wait, Fitness Boxing by Nintendo. Well, I guess published by Nintendo, but not developed. But they say this issue is being investigated for all of these, by the way. They all say this issue is being investigated, except for Fortnite, which says a Nintendo Switch 2 version is planned.
Yep.
Gang Beasts, that's also a pretty big one. Gal Guardians, Grid Autosport. I actually have that game. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, Kill a Kill If. I have that game as well. Little Nightmares Complete Edition. It's a pretty big one. NBA 2K18 and NBA 2K25, but not any of the ones in between. Nobody Saves the World. Oh yeah, y'all can't let that happen, bro. Y'all gotta get this done. Odd World Stranger's Wrath, OKKO, Talia. That's a pretty big game on the Switch. That's a free-to-play joint. Pizza Tower. Oh yeah, y'all gotta fix this, bro. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. River City Girls Zero, I have that. Roller Champions, I didn't even know that game still existed. Thought they took that shit off the market. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster. Summer Pockets. That's a very good visual novel. Y'all should play it. Super Mega Baseball 3. Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival. That's a big one. Jackbox Party Pack 1 and 2. Talos Principle Deluxe Edition. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. Grove. Under Night. Warframe and Warface. Both are pretty big free-to-play games. World of Tanks Blitz. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Okay, so there are actually a decent amount of like relatively big games on here. Mm-hmm. So they all say that this issue is being investigated. There's like one that says Boosted City Connection. I don't know what that means. And then the Fortnite that says the Switch 2 version is planned. So hopefully these can be resolved by launch. I know, especially those free-to-play games, they're definitely gonna try to get that fixed. But yeah, what do you? Oh, look, I'm over here not even having the cameras on. But what do you think about the compatibility issues?
Yeah, that's a pretty big list. But out of how many Switch games are like 4,000 or 5,000?
Yeah,
maybe
there's a shit ton. 1,000.
Yeah, that's a thousand. That's still like what, 1%?
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe not 1%, but well, I guess if you count the eShop games, it's probably like 10,000 games on there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some big games on there, for sure. The Doom game for sure.
Yeah, Doom,
Wolfenstein's pretty big. Yeah, those are two big ones.
Warframe. I just feel like those are for like the bigger ones for sure. Maybe not the indie ones. The devs probably are like, bro, nobody cares. Like, but the big ones, I feel like they're gonna be resolved or have Switch 2 versions. Because I guess for the free-to-play ones, it'll make sense to just make a Switch 2 version of the game. It's free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see how that goes. I feel like there was one more thing that so we'll talk about the final game that was announced at the Direct. Super Mario Odyssey 2. No, I'm just kidding. I wish. For my fantasy critic, I really wish. But This is the 3D
man might
Mario
be rap.
team that made Odyssey, and you can see it from the design of the world, like right off the bat. It just like it just screams Odyssey. I was like, bro, this is the Mario game we've been waiting for. But then I saw the monkeys. I was like, oh no, it's Jover. And then you see someone punching through the wall. I was like, yeah, bro, it has to be Donkey Kong. And you see this motherfucker. I'm like, who is this? This is not my Donkey Kong. The retro design Donkey Kong with suspenders and pants. What are we doing here, Nintendo? No, I'm just playing. My boy looks sick, I ain't gonna lie. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Bro.
Looks good.
This shit looks like fully destructible environments. This man is punching down into the floor. He's punching through mountains. Oh my, bro. Like, how did they do this, bro? He just like, he's grabbing. It's like what game am I? It's like No Man's Sky, or not No Man's Sky. What, like, it's like those, like My Time at Sandrock, where they have specific levels that are terraformable, and you can just kind of pickaxe through anything, and you can kind of terraform the world. But it's the full game, and there's actually like puzzles and secrets, like wherever you try to, you can just pound down any, like, bro, that is crazy. How do you design levels that you're just able, bro? Crackdown couldn't even make a fully destructible world. How are they doing this on the Switch too?
Yeah.
Like, we were like, bro, Crackdown finally, we got a game with fully destructible environments, and then here comes fucking Donkey Kong just doing this shit willy-nilly. Bro, this game looks fucking sick. Like, they had the 2D platforming levels like Donkey Kong Country. They had the barrels. He was riding on a Beyblade. Like, he can climb he can climb anywhere. This is my dream game. The Bagels. I wanted Mario so bad. And when I heard the rumors about a Donkey Kong game, I was actually upset. I was like, I do not want the 3D Mario team making a Donkey Kong game. What could, like, we played Donkey Kong 64. That shit was trash. Donkey Kong can't work in 3D. It just won't happen. These motherfuckers. I just have to, like, why would I ever doubt the 3D Mario team? Like, why would I put them up? Why would I put them with Rare and think that they gonna make a Rare level ass Donkey Kong? Like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking, bro? And the crazy part is, you know that there is an extra gimmick, because we didn't even see what this purple rock that he put on his shoulder is for. They're gonna have a Cappy moment, bro. I can already see it. What is the purple rock, bro? Oh my god. The Bagels, just take it away, bro. I'm not, bro. Just take it away. Just take it away.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is I love to see Nintendo give, like, as many of their IPs some shine. Like there's times where it's literally just like Mario and Zelda, you know, and like they'll sneak in some things here and there, but it's like it really seems like they're giving all their money to all of their IPs. Like, not just some. Like, man, it might be game of the year. Maybe Donkey Kong will win game of the year.
Oh, for sure.
If they give Astro Bot game of the year, then they gotta give Donkey Kong game of the year.
Bro. Just don't even get me started. And it's like, and then it's coming. So I was thinking like holiday, bro. July 17th.
Yeah, 1 month after.
Yo,
that's a week before my birthday.
Look at, I need y'all to look at this shit. If y'all aren't watching, pull up the video, bro, and look at this shit. This game looks fucking sick. This game looks amazing, bro. It's peak. You know, I swear, like, this is the like third time that I've looked at a Nintendo game and I was like, bro, this is gonna be a 95 plus, like autumn, like there's no question in my mind that this won't go down as one of the greatest games of this generation. And I'm gonna stand on that. This, bro, his combat looks so good. Like, he's throwing shit, he's rolling, bro. He's like bop 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 it, like.
Yeah, this looks
bro.
like this looks
I need this
like
shit.
what I wanted from Astro Bot, to be honest.
I need this shit today. Not
Damn,
tomorrow.
Demon Tides better come out before this.
Bro, see, but
Ooh.
I mean, is this gonna be the open kind of platformer? Not really. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hub
It
world
looked
based.
pretty open, bro.
It's gonna be like hub world based, like
open,
Odyssey.
bro.
But
It looked pretty open, bro.
yeah, bro, they fucking cooked, bro. This is crazy. So, all right, now question. Out of Mario Kart World, which started the show, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, which ended the show, these are obviously the two big first party hitters for the rest of the year. Which one? Which one is the king?
You said out of Mario Kart and Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's Metroid, there's Pokemon.
I mean, we're not talking about none of them. We're talking about the real ones.
These two?
The Switch 2 exclusives, to be exact. I guess
Which one's gonna
Hyrule
be the better
Warriors is there too, but we're not putting that on the same level. Which one is the king? Which one is gonna be the better game? I already know which one's gonna sell more. But,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but which one's gonna be the bigger game?
Like the more critically acclaimed
Yeah,
Donkey Kong, for sure.
I'm actually with
Absolutely.
you. Donkey Kong is gonna be crazy. All right, but now we've talked about the games, talked about the hardware, talked about the new software features, everything that's new. Now let's get into the big one, the price. So the Switch by itself, well, the dock and handheld, because I have to specify that because King likes to make up shit like, oh, the Switch only gonna come with the handheld, you gotta buy the dock separate. That was funny. But the Switch with no pack-in game is $449.99 over here in the US. And if you get Mario with it, Mario Kart World with it, you get it for $499.99. So $50 more, you get Mario Kart World. So how do you feel about the price of the console?
Yeah, this is pretty much what I've predicted. I knew it wasn't gonna be cheap, for sure. But $499 with the game, that's not that, it could be worse, for sure. I know it is worse for for Canada and Australia and all that.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, it's almost like $700 over there. But $499.
They also don't have tax though. But I don't have tax in Oregon, so
yeah, it's gonna be $499.99 for you, straight up.
So I mean, I feel like for the most part, this isn't okay, especially with what we like. They hit every single mark, bro. They did everything
exactly
right as far as the console goes.
Yep.
So I can't even, like, the price is more than justified. People are like, I can get a PS5 digital for $399. Bitch, with what games? What are you doing on that? Anyways, this shit is like $50 more. You get a portable PS5. I say not PS5, but you know what I mean. You get a portable console and a home console. You get the game share. You get Nintendo. Like, come on, we're not doing that. But then, and I feel like for the most part, everyone was okay. They were content with the price that we got so far for the console.
Yeah.
Which they did announce after the Direct. They did not announce it during the Direct. But then we got the game prices. I wanted to show y'all Mario Kart World again, just so y'all can see, like, oh man, masterpiece. This game that you're seeing on your screen right now is retailing for $79.99, $80 for the digital version, $89.99 for the physical version, $90. $80 game, $90 game. Base game, no DLC. $80, $90. Now, we were just talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza, and we like, after seeing that game, I'm thinking like that is the premium, that is the real premium title for the Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
What's the price of Donkey Kong Bonanza?
$69.99.
$69.99. Which is what I thought every game on Switch would be. $69.99, or like the maximum it'll be was $69.99. But if you want the physical edition, it is $79.99. And looking at the prices of other games, which we talked about the $80 Nintendo Switch 2 editions for Kirby and Super Mario Party Jamboree, while the other in Zelda, and we did explain that it's the $10 and $20 upgrades. $20 for the ones with expansions, $10 for just the graphical boost. So basically in line with what PlayStation was doing. So that's like kind of explained there. But I just want to go to you first, the bagels. The Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza prices. Different prices for physical and digital. $10 upcharge for physical games. How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, this is like literally the only stumble, the only like misstep, and you can tell that it was because they didn't even want to share it in the Direct, which I think they made a mistake. Honestly, they should have went up front with it, in my opinion. I feel like they should have went up front with it and then showed everyone like all the games and shit and then it would like, because I
think showing the price first ruins all this stuff. Like it ruins your view of everything after. You want to have all the happy and then have them hype, so that when they do get the bad news, it's like, damn, but I was so hyped already. You're like,
I get you, but at the same time, I just feel like if they did it first, it wouldn't have lingered on as much as it did, and like people started digging and through articles and stuff like that. But honestly, it's a new generation. It sucks. Like it fucking sucks. Like there's no sugarcoating it. But it just sucks they had to be the first ones, because someone was gonna do it. Someone was gonna raise the price. Arguably, you could say PlayStation already did raise the price with their console, the Pro console. But yeah, I mean, $89.99 just don't look good, honestly. Just that's not an appealing price tag. For me personally, if I get my hands on this thing, I'm literally gonna do like the console with the Mario Kart bundle, and then I'm just gonna upgrade all my games that I have. That's what I'm gonna do. Or I'll just get the Mario Kart bundle, and then I'll get the Pro Controller, and then I'll do like 1 year of a Nintendo Switch Online. Like, I'm not planning on buying like hella games. I'll probably get Donkey Kong when it comes out. Make a couple third parties here and there. I'll get the indie games, you know, like Hades. Probably be cheaper, like $20-$30. But yeah, it's $89.99 for physical at the high end. At least as far as we know, it's pretty fucking expensive.
Man. All right. First off, I gotta go into Chuck mode. I gotta pull out my inner Chuck for a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
First off, thank you, Nintendo, for beating up the death of physical media. I love you so much for this. $10 extra for that piece of plastic that's just going
incentivizing it.
Yeah, penalize plastic waste. We don't need that shit. Digital is where it's at. 256 gigs, baby. What you need that what do you need that cartridge for? You can just download that, baby. What you going what you going to Best Buy for? What you waiting for that Amazon package for? 12 a.m. baby, we got it right here. Yeah, baby, we got that.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's you know, Nintendo's just speeding up the inevitable. We love them for that. Now, $80, $90, $70, like whatever. $70 was expected for me. $70 game was expected. And it seems that for the most part, $70 will be standard. And there will be some outliers that will be the $80 version. But I've already kind of, and I'm about to go into Nintendo defense mode. That's what it's going to sound like. So I apologize for my fanboyism. But I keep seeing everyone talking about, oh, Nintendo's the first one to do it. Somebody was going to do it. And now that Nintendo's done it, now everybody's going to be doing $80 games. They did this out of greed, and it's not out of greed. It's out of necessity. Or I really shouldn't say necessity, because they don't necessarily, that was a gunshot. Anyways, they don't need to, like, they can definitely eat the cost on things. But so I don't know if you know this, but Nintendo has been eating the cost of cartridges on the Switch One for a while. So basically and that's a lot of the reason why a lot of the third parties don't they have the downloadable codes on, is because of if they put their full game on a cartridge, they'd have to get the most expensive cart, which is usually like 10 times, maybe, like, I think the highest one, 32 gigabyte, was like 20 times the price of a Blu-ray that can hold the same amount of storage.
Yeah.
Actually, I should look that up. I don't want to just pull out numbers out my ass. But I know it's a crazy, like, it's exponentially more. So
yeah, I get you.
Switch cartridge price versus Blu-ray. Let me see. So a 32 gigabyte Switch cart costs 60% more than a 50 gigabyte PS4 disc.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So there was only one Nintendo game that ever used the 32 gigabyte cartridge. And that was Tears of the Kingdom. What's the only $70 game on the Nintendo Switch? Tears of the Kingdom.
Yup.
The 16 gig now the 8 gigabyte cartridges and the 16 gigabyte cartridges are still more expensive than a 50 gigabyte Blu-ray. They're not 60% more, but it's still more expensive. And they were basically eating the cost of that compared to like, because especially like most of their games hit that 16 gigabyte cartridge, not the 8. So they've been eating the cost of that for a while, and they subsidize these carts for third parties as well. Like they manufacture and subsidize the cost for that, but they like the developers get a cheaper price for sure, but they still don't want to pay. Like they're still going to be paying more than the Blu-rays for PlayStation and Xbox. So that's why they usually opt to just do the download codes in a box, or do an 8 gigabyte cart, even though the game is like 30 gigabytes and then you have to download the rest. So now we're in the Switch 2 generation. Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was by the 3D Mario team. I think. No, I'm not gonna look that up. And then we know Nintendo is like kings of optimization. They know how to like bring those file sizes down. I'm pretty sure that Mario Kart World is running on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. And Donkey Kong Bonanza is running on 32. And not only is this a higher capacity cartridge, they're also much faster cartridges so that they can match the upgraded speeds when you're reading the game off of the cartridge. So they're improved cartridges, but they're also bigger cartridges. I feel like for the most part, we're going to be getting a lot of 32 gigabyte games because of the 4K resolutions and everything. So now when you look at it, if Mario Kart World is on a 64 gigabyte cartridge and we're getting that $80 price tag, $90 for the cartridge, I think that's where that cost is coming from, because $80. So I'm pretty sure if they made a digital only version of Mario Kart, it would not be $70, $80. It wouldn't be $80, $90. It would most likely be 60 or 70, because they don't have to actually like manufacture those and take those costs in. Mm-hmm. But I'm actually pretty sure that would probably get just as much outrage, especially for those physical media folks. And Nintendo still has the biggest physical media like ratio of customers.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were never gonna like go full digital only. That would backfire on them fast. So yeah. They have to make cartridges, but the games have gotten bigger and they have to accommodate for that. So they also want to they don't want to make as many cartridges. So they deter people from buying cartridges by adding a $10 charge. I'm pretty sure that is like the full, that like the $90 kind of is like that is the full cost of what they like. Basically the customer is paying for the cost of that 64 gigabyte cartridge, like how much extra they have to spend for that. And then the $80 is kind of just like is just like subsidizing, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but But basically, I think that any game with a 64 gigabyte cartridge, you're gonna see 80, 90. But then any game that is 32 gonna be 70, 80. And that is exactly what they did with the N64, SNES back in the day. Because depending on the cartridge size, or if it had like FX, what was it called? I forgot, some FX engine or something like that. The carts would cost more, and that's because like the Switch, they were just eating the cost of it for the most part. Now they're like, nah, we're not doing that anymore, B. But that's just how that's how much times have like changed when it comes to their development costs have increased. Everything's going up. Nintendo is no longer eating the cost on this, and that's why we are getting these prices. So it makes sense. It's not out of greed. They could eat it for sure, but like they sell enough games to make up for that cost. But they're also a business, and at the end of the day, like $20 extra per cartridge, if they were trying to eat that cost, that would actually be pretty crazy. So
yeah, they'd be losing money at that point.
I understand it, but it still sucks at the end of the day. And I understand if people are upset about it or call Nintendo out for it, but I feel like a lot of people aren't like actually looking at why it is the way it is. They're just like automatically saying, oh yeah, they're just greedy, they're just doing it out of greed. But I don't think that's actually the case at all. And that is my defense of Nintendo and their pricing.
Sure.
But that is the last thing that I wanted to talk about as far as Switch 2. Anything else for the Switch 2 that I may have missed or we have missed?
Nah, I think we covered it. I think we covered everything.
All right. What is your score for this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct? And I guess the information coming afterwards as well, including that.
I'm gonna say, so it's including the prices and all that,
yes.
Right? I'm just gonna go with a flat 9. I'll go with a 9. It was amazing. Like it was such a good showcase. Like each moment was great. From the GameCube reveal to the Nintendo Switch 1 game is being like upgraded to even showing the hardware and showing off new games for and third parties. Like there's, like I said, they only really tripped up with the price, and you know it's okay. Like I was saying, someone was gonna do it anyways, and but you justified the game carts and stuff like that, so I didn't even really know. I wasn't even really thinking about that, and that makes sense too because the carts are definitely way more expensive than discs.
And I'll be writing my full opinion piece on lordsofgaming.net. That'll probably be tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's I'm looking to go pretty much full digital at this point too. I might pick up some here and there just to have the new box and have it a part of my game collection. I'll definitely start doing research to see which games have the games on the cart and which don't.
Yeah, so the key card. Another thing that's why you see these third parties coming out with those key cards, which are just digital games in a box. You just get a key card with the code on it instead of That's because they don't want, like, Street Fighter 6 is a big ass game, And Street Fighter 6 is on a key card because they're not trying to. They don't want to. They don't want to price their game out of the market by making it $80 or $90. But also, they don't want to eat the cost of the cartridge either. The only person who is eating the cost of the cartridge is Cyberpunk, because they did the same thing with The Witcher 3 on the Switch. They ate the cost of that 32 gigabyte cartridge because they want to be the consumer friendly company. So shout out to CD Projekt Red. The only time I'll shout them out. But yeah, sorry, continue.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm at a 9. I could give it a higher score, but you know, there a little bit of disappointments here and there. I wasn't really disappointed with the price of the console, though. I kind of knew like it was gonna be around that price, but at least they're bundling a game, or at least you can get a bundle with the game in there. And if you do that, you save yourself like $30 by not getting the game on its own. Also, and the system on its own.
I also expect them to introduce a Nintendo Switch 2 version of what's it called? Vouchers. I expect that. So yeah, we'll see in the coming months. 2 months to be only 2 months. But yeah, as far as my score, I also give it a 9. And I give it a 9. The 1 point off is for that stupid drag X dive wheelchair ass game and that stupid welcome like game that was a fucking interactive manual. If those games didn't suck, I would probably give it like a 9.5. But those games sucked. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I think this was an excellent showcase. The console side, 10 out of 10. They nailed everything when it came to the console that I wanted to see, and even exceeded my expectations as far as what they were gonna do. Because for some of these things, I thought they were just gonna do the bare minimum. They were like, nah, this is a new Nintendo. That's really what this felt like. This like, if like RIP Iwata, but this doesn't feel like a console that we would get with Iwata in charge. So I think this, like, we saw the younger generation of like the Nintendo console heads. And like you never see these guys. I've never seen these guys before.
Yeah.
That just shows that like we're finally getting our chance to see the new guard over at Nintendo, and all of these decisions that we've been seeing feel like new guard decisions. And the new guards obviously like money with these game upgrades and stuff. But yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling. Any final words before we wrap this show up?
South of midnight tomorrow, the marathon continue. It never stops.
Never, bro. I'm so upset.
I hope I get a Switch 2, man. I hope I can snag these pre-orders, man. But outside of that, if I'm not playing South of Midnight, I'm gonna be chilling on AC Shadows for sure. But
I didn't say your outro. I was saying any final words before we do the outros.
Gotcha. No, on the Switch 2, I'm if I can get it, I can get it, bro. I'm there.
Okay. That is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in, and to all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate the support. Make sure you guys hit that like, because we love you guys and it helps us grow this channel. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast goes up. The Bagels, appreciate you for putting up with the delays and everything.
All good.
But We got through it.
Yes, we did.
Where can we find you? And I know you already said a lot about what's going on, what you got going on, but where can we find you?
Of course, yeah. So definitely on twitch.tv/Subegels. I've been streaming a lot. I've had like 2 or 3 of my longest streams in the past like week and a half. So yeah, definitely go check me out there. Been playing a lot, been having fun, playing a ton of different games. So yeah, twitch.tv/Subegels. I'm gonna be definitely playing South of Midnight tomorrow. Super excited to try it out. Been waiting a while for this one, and of course AC Shadows. Been having hella fun with that too, and yeah, that's really it.
As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter at PastaFeet F3ET. You can also find me on twitch.tv/Don Solo. I did not stream this week. I ain't gonna lie.
It's all good.
But I'll probably actually might stream this weekend or like Friday or something and play some Schedule 1 on stream. Or whatever it is. And of course, you can find me right here on YouTube, where not only do we do the Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast every Thursday, but Saturday, live project entitled Gaming Podcast with the homies for my day ones. And we will be having a special guest. If you know him from the Iron Lords community, Lord Metroid. Of course, Lord Metroid has to join us to talk the Switch 2 Direct, so that'll be a very special stream. But yeah, as far as what I'm playing, like I said before, I'm probably still gonna be playing Schedule 1, Enzoy, and Assassin's Creed. Not South of Midnight. Can't add anything else to my plate. But with that, any final words for the people before we get out of here?
Yeah, just you know, try to see the positives. It could always be worse. You know, Nintendo could have been like, we're charging $600 for this shit, take it or leave it, you know. And
they could have said, yeah,
no game share.
DragX Drive is the only game. that DragX Drive is the only game in that manual game. Those are the only games y'all getting. Bastards.
Yeah, $89.99 too, digital and physical. No, they could have pulled some shit out, but you know, Nintendo taketh, Nintendo giveth. So they gave us a lot with the Switch, you know, and they're just gonna take our fucking money. That's just how it is. So it is what it is.
All right, with that, peace out, everybody. Enjoy your week, your weekend, your month, year, life, all that. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Don't forget them pre-orders go up April 9th. Don't forget, it'll be a wrap. And with that, let's get out of here. Peace out.
Peace.